here to present to you a research paper entitled Impact of Modular Distance Learning on the Academic Performance in English of Grade 6 Pupils in Macaas Elementary School, school year 2020-2021. Education is essential in the power of the society. Education is the process of transforming a person into a better individual. It develops one's personality, provides a physical and mental standard, and transforms people's living status. Amidst the threat of COVID-19, before educators and government made a decision to continue the studies of the pupils and face the fact that everyone will be adjusting and experience a different way to study. The DepEd implement the modular distance learning in consideration to the learners in rural areas. Our research study figured out the impact of modular distance learning on the academic performance of grade 6 pupils in Macaas Elementary School.
Our study aimed to determine the impact of modular distance learning on the academic performance of grade 6 pupils in Macaas Elementary School. Specifically, this research attempted to answer the following questions. Number 1. What is the profile of the pupils in terms of age and gender? Number 2. What is the impact of modular distance learning on the academic performance in English of grade 6 pupils in Macaas Elementary School? Number 3. How does modular distance learning affect the academic performance in English of grade 6 pupils in Macaas Elementary School?
The result of the study will be of great benefit to the following sectors. School administrator. The result of the study will serve as a baseline data to improve education system in amidst of COVID-19 through the use of modular distance learning. Curriculum planner. The result of the study will help appraise the existing programs in terms of the pupils' needs and abilities academically amidst of COVID-19. Teachers. The result of the study may serve as an eye-opener to create and innovate instructional materials and to use varied and appropriate distance teaching strategies amidst of COVID-19 through modular distance learning. Pupils, who are the direct recipients of the output of the research. Any improvements in the education system in the amidst of COVID-19 using modular distance learning can pave the way to produce better learning and higher level of academic performance of pupils. Parents, who are directly concerned of their children considering academic performance and in different discipline. Future researcher, the result of the study can serve as basis for further study on the impact of using modular distance learning on academic performance of the pupils. Our study covered the grade 6 pupils in Macaas Elementary School located at the municipality of Catmon. Out of 56 pupils in the grade 6 class in Macaas Elementary School, the 30 pupils that were randomly picked by the researchers were the sample population in conducting the survey. The scope of the study focused on the impact of using modular distance learning on the academic performance of the grade 6 pupils school year 2020-2021. Its main purpose is to determine the impact of the modular distance learning on the academic performance in English of grade 6 pupils. This is a one-shot study. As the results, it cannot guarantee stability. The findings that may obtain from this study may not be the same as in the future.
Our research dealt with strategies, techniques, and methods that were used to conduct the study. Our research paper used qualitative approach in determining the impact of modular distance learning on the academic performance in English of grade 6 pupils in Macaas Elementary School for the school year 2020 to 2021. Our study was conducted at Macaas Elementary School, which is situated at Macaas, Catmon, Cebu, within the school year 2020-2021. Macaas Elementary School has 11 teachers, 1 respected principal, and 365 pupils all in all. The respondents of our research are the grade 6 pupils of Macaas Elementary School, batch 2020-2021.
The grade 6 class has only one section which consists of 56 pupils. In conducting the survey, we, the researchers, used random sampling. Out of 56 pupils, we randomly picked 30 pupils, 13 males and 17 females.
We formulated a researchers-made test as an instrument in gathering data. The questions in the checklist were focused about the experience of the grade 6 pupils in studying and answering their module in English 6. Before giving the checklist to the respondents, the advisor reviewed it first. The main goal of our made test checklist was to determine the impact of modular distance learning on the academic performance in English of the grade 6 pupils of Macaas Elementary School. In gathering the data, we made a formal letter addressed to the school administration in Cebu Technological University Carmen Campus for approval to conduct a research in Macaas Elementary School located at Macaas, Katmon, Cebu. A formal letter of request for the school principal for the permission to conduct research in their school. A letter to the parents for approval to let their son and daughter to be part in the said research. And lastly, a letter to the respondents to inform them that they are the main participant in the said research. We, the researchers, gave the formal letters to the respective person of Cebu Technological University, Carmen Campus, to the school principal of Macaas Elementary School, to the parents of the respondents, and to the respondents for approval and permission to conduct the study. We, the researcher, gathered information about the respondents and let the respondents answer the checklist provided by us. And the respondents were the randomly picked 30 grade 6 pupils. The statistical tools used are the simple frequency and percentage and weighted mean.
We, the researchers, completed the data and we formulated formulas in order to derive the results. 1. Simple frequency and percentage. This is used to determine the profile of the pupils. Percentage equals frequency divided by number of pupils times 100. 2. Weighted mean is used in determining the performance of the grade 6 pupils in English. Weighted mean equals sum of the product of f and x, where f is the frequency and x is the weight, divided by sum of frequency or number of pupils. The scoring procedure in determining the impact of modular distance learning on the academic performance in English of grade 6 pupils in Macaas Elementary School. 4.20 to 5, extremely agree, which means the pupils are very comfortable and very satisfied with the modular distance learning. 3.40 to 4.19, highly agree, which means the pupils are comfortable and satisfied with the modular distance learning. 2.60 to 3.39, agree, which means the pupils are interested with the modular distance learning. 1.80 to 2.59 as agree, which means the pupils are not comfortable and not satisfied with the modular distance learning. 1 to 1.79 not agree, which means the pupils are not interested at all with the modular distance learning. In Table 5, it shows the impact of modular distance learning on the academic performance in English of grade 6 pupils. As presented, the respondents got a weighted mean of 3.93, which was highly agreed based on the interpretation of the scale. It can be seen that most of the pupils answered highly agree in the statements number 1 to 15. Statements 3 and 4 got the highest weighted mean of 4.10, where statement number 3 talk about the physical accommodation, and on statement number 4 is about the helpful information as well as the proper guidance of the teacher. On the other hand, statement number 1 got the lowest weighted mean, where it talk about the interest of the learners upon receiving the modules in English. This implies that the responses of the respondents, whom were the grade 6 pupils in Macaas Elementary School, were satisfied and highly agreed to the impact of modular distance learning, that their academic performance in the English subject was not affected.
Table 6 is all about the respondents' grades from quarters 1 to 3.
which found on page 22 to 23.
It exhibited the grades of the respondents in 3 consecutive quarters in English. On the first quarter, it was indicated that the average grade of the respondents was 86.2. On the second quarter, the average grades of the respondents was 86.26, and on the third quarter, the average grades of the respondents was 87.57. The general average of the 3 quarters was 86.33 or 86. It was identified that the average 86 was very satisfactory and shows that the learners has a satisfying performance in English through the use of modular distance learning. Therefore, the academic performance of the grade 6 pupils in English was not affected by the modular distance learning. Based on the data we gathered, the following findings are derived. Number 1, there were 30 respondents in the study, where 17 of them are females with a percentage of 57, and the remaining 13 are males with a percentage of 47. Number 2, the age of the respondents ranges from 11 to 12 years old. 13 of them are 11 years old with a percentage of 47, and 17 of them are 12 years old with a percentage of 57. Number 3, majority of the grade 6 respondents were satisfied and comfortable to the modular distance learning. Number 4, the study found out that the academic performance in English of the grade 6 pupils in Macaas Elementary School was not affected by the modular distance learning.
From the overall data gathered, we came up with the conclusion that modular distance learning did not affect the academic performance of pupils in English. 1. We concluded that pupils highly agreed with the modular distance learning. 2. We found out that academic performance in English of grade 6 pupils was not affected by modular distance learning. In the view of the findings and conclusions made, the following recommendations are developed. 1. The students must be flexible in maintaining their academic performance. 2. Parents and teachers must motivate the pupils to expand their interest in their engagement to the modular distance learning.
These are our references. Our study will serve as a baseline data for our school administrators and curriculum planner to improve educational system and help appraise the existing programs in terms of the pupils' needs and abilities academically amidst of COVID-19. It serves as an eye-opener to create and innovate instructional materials and can pave the way to produce better learning and higher level of academic performance of pupils. And for the future researcher, our research serves as a basis for the further study and the impact of using modular distance learning on academic performance of the pupils. We researchers acknowledge with profound gratitude to all the persons, for our thesis advisor, Dr. Monina C. Bobaran, and to the chairman of the panel of the examiners, Dr. Purity V. Mata, and the rest of the panel members, Dr. Bonifacio M. Amper, Dr. MRDT Barbicho, and Mrs. Ana Marie C. Nies. Thank you for letting our defense be an enjoyable moment and for the brilliant comments and suggestions.